What in the world did I just do? I just did something I thought I would never do in a million years. I just bought a new construction home right here in Ashburn, Virginia. But with that being said, I'm super excited. So this video is gonna be part one of a 3-part series where I kind of share with you my personal experience with the new construction home buying process. And if you want to see what that is, stay tuned because we're getting started right now. Boom! Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor. As always, it's another beautiful day right here in Northern Virginia. And if it's your first time here on my channel, please smash that subscribe button because every week I release videos what it's like to live, work, play, pros and cons, top neighborhoods, cost of living, basically everything you need to know about living right here in Northern Virginia. So how did this happen? So one of my most popular videos from last year is pros and cons of buying a new construction home. And hands down, the biggest con of buying a new construction home is you absolutely pay a top-notch premium. Kind of compare it to buying a car. If I went to a Mercedes dealership and I looked at the 2022 C-Class and compared it to the 2018 C-Class, guess what? The new one's gonna be way more expensive, has the latest tech, the brand new, that new car smell. So I'm definitely gonna pay top dollar for that car. Well, it's the same way with new construction. You're always gonna pay, I don't know, maybe a 5 to 20% premium for that new construction home compared to a resale property. So this is the main reason why I personally would have never bought a new construction home, just because how expensive it is. And I'm huge in value. And you can find some great value here in Ashburn with a home that's 5 years, 10 years, or even 15 years old. So how did I go from like being no way I would never buy a new construction home to me filming this video chronicling my process of buying a new construction home? So before I dive in, I'll kind of give you like what to expect from this video and my future videos as part of this series. So this process is going to be broken down into 3 videos. My home won't be delivered till April, so obviously I can't do the whole process in one video. So part 1 is going to be going from the looking stage to me signing the contract. And then part 2 of this series, which will probably be maybe sometime in November, that'll be after I go to the design studio and pick out all the upgrades and things like that. And then part 3 of this series will be after I close on the house, about April, May of next year, and now to go through like the walkthrough stage, inspection stage, and the taking delivery stage. And the main reason why I want to do this video series, I've helped so many clients buy new construction homes over the years. However, it's a lot different when I'm doing it personally. So hopefully this will give you some great insight, so that way if you're looking to buy a new construction home in the future, you can kind of learn from my mistakes and make the process as easy and smooth for you as possible moving forward. So my wife and I, the plan all along was to start our home buying process first quarter of next year, so March, April time frame. We love the place we live in right now, but we're definitely ready to upsize. So that's the main motivation why we want to buy a new house for next year. And we definitely want to stay in Ashburn. We're open to Brambleton and Leesburg as well, but Ashburn probably number 1 on my list because I already live here. So I'm just driving around the other day, and literally within 5 minutes of my house, I see this plat of land, and I see a Stanley Martin coming soon sign. So if you don't know, Stanley Martin is one of the biggest builders here in Northern Virginia. So I see the sign, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So I give them a call, and I kind of see what they have. And exactly what they have is kind of what I'm looking for. Location, size-wise, and then my personal favorite is the rooftop terrace. So I talked to my wife, I was like, hey, let's at least go check it out and kind of see what the prices are, with no intention of buying, by the way. I set the appointment with the home builder to look at their model. And just so you know, they don't even have a model in the Ashburn location yet. So we actually go to their Leesburg location to look at some of their models that they have over there. So I set the appointment, like I said, and the day comes around, and I really have no desire to go because I know we're not really actively looking for a home right now. But back in my head is, hey, David, check it out. Worst case scenario, at least you know, it's good to know what the new builds are in my area, especially 5 minutes from my house. In case I have some clients who are interested, at least I know all about it. So my wife and I, we get to the model home, we check it out. Obviously, we instantly fall in love. So this is a disclaimer you really got to watch out for. They really make the model home as beautiful as possible. They put all the upgrades, fancy paint, obviously staged with beautiful furniture. So you kind of got to look past it if you can, but they make it stunning, so you're definitely gonna fall in love every single time. But even not taking that outside of the equation, this home actually checked every box my wife and I were looking for. Square footage, 2,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, garage, and obviously our favorite is the rooftop terrace We've always wanted one. And on top of that, the location. It's only 5 minutes from my house, and that was a big determining factor why we wanted to move forward on this. So we got all the information. I'll talk about price here in a little bit. We got a lot of the information, and then we go out to eat lunch. We actually ate at Melt in Leesburg. Best burgers actually in Virginia. Definitely check it out. So at lunch, my wife and I were talking about the place. I mean, we're at cloud 9 right now. We just love everything about this property. The open floor plan, beautiful kitchen, like I said, the rooftop terrace, and kind of the price budget we were looking in. So it was a lot of, checked basically every single box we were looking for. So we were not expecting to see this when we went to the model. So after lunch, we decided, you know what, let's see. Let's kind of go through the process and see if this is a good fit for us. And bear in mind, we had not even been pre-approved yet. Like I said, normally you always want to be pre-approved before you start shopping, but we were not even actively looking. We just kind of want to check out the sales center and just kind of see what the options were. So my wife and I decide, you know what, this is probably a perfect fit. Let's go through the next steps of the process. Now every home build is gonna be a little bit different, but this particular community, they want you to get pre-approved with their go-to lender just to make sure you're fully qualified. So we go through the process, we get pre-approved pretty quickly, within 24 hours. So then we set a second appointment with Stanley Martin. So we go in, and this is where we kind of really break down the price. And then this is gonna be huge for you guys. This is something you really wanna pay attention to. So you might be in the Zillows of the world, Redfins of the world, and you see a new construction community. Starting price at $599, and you're thinking, wow, that's a great price. Well, guess what? That's kind of like the bait to get you in. It is never that price. Again, one of the biggest cons of new construction is how expensive it is. So I'll kind of break down kind of what we did and our price moving forward. So the base price for the model that we wanted was $579,000. Now I wish that was the final price, but it's not even close. So a few things we wanted to add on. So we wanted to add the office and walk-in pantry. That added another $8,000. We wanted to add the iron banisters to the staircase. That added another like $2,000 or $2,100, something like that. And then the biggest add-on was the rooftop terrace. That was a $27,000 add-on. Now our $579,000 house, all of a sudden now is $626,000. So like I said, keep in mind the price you see online, that's never gonna be the price you're gonna end up at. So right now we're at $526,000. Now the next step in the future, which would be the next video, is going through the design studio. That's where we pick out our hardwood floors, our countertops, our cabinets, our lighting, and that's where it's gonna jump up a lot. We're expecting to spend anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000. So when it's all said and done, that $579,000 base price is gonna jump up to about $660,000. And the common question I get is, hey David, can you negotiate with the builders? Most of the time, no. You may be watching this video, maybe you live in California, Texas, Oklahoma. I can't speak on those, but here in Northern Virginia, especially this past year, there's a line out the door for these new builds. Especially this community, we went there the first weekend and they already sold out in the first building. So we're actually buying the second building. And guess what? If we said no, there's a line out the door to take our spot. So there's really no negotiating. Again, I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule, but in this case, the price was the price. So now we're back at the sales center. We have all our upgrades picked out, at least our structural upgrades, which is the rooftop and the built-in office. So they write up the contract, and you got to watch out for these contracts. They're very one-sided towards the builder, very few protections as the buyer. So it's gonna be a lot different than your traditional Northern Virginia sales contract if you're buying a resale property. So my wife and I, we signed a contract, and guess what? We're officially on the contract, super excited. Now this next step is, it's gonna be a little bit different from new build community to builder to builder. It's gonna be a lot different. You have to leave a deposit. I've seen it as little as $1,000. I've seen it as high as $100,000. In this situation, it was 5% of the price. So 5% of $626,000, it was like $31,500. So we had to wire that to their title company within 24 hours. So we're officially on the contract. They have our deposit. My wife and I are super excited. Like I said, delivery date, it's gonna be between like April and May. So we have like 6 or 7 months. So that's, it's gonna be very exciting time these next few months. But the next step of the process is, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, is going to the design studio. We expect to be there in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Like I said, we're gonna pick our granite, our countertops, our flooring, bathroom updates and all that stuff. So the way that works is, we'll do countertops for example. You have your level A, B, C, or D. Obviously the level D is gonna be a lot more expensive compared to your level A. So this is where we really gotta have a budget and just don't go too crazy, but you don't want the least amount. You don't want the most expensive either. Just kind of find that happy medium. Like I know for us personally, the kitchen in the main level is gonna be our top priority. And the rest of the house, maybe we'll just take the standards and maybe upgrade later after we move in. Like I said, part 2 of this series will be after we've done with the design studio. I kind of break down exactly how much we ended up spending there. Did we go level D countertops or level A, level D flooring or level A? So I'm gonna break it down for you, so that way you kind of see what I did. So if you buy a new construction home in the future, you kind of know exactly what to expect from the design studio. And one last super important fact I forgot to bring up earlier is, when you go to a new construction community, they always have an incentive. Hey, if you use our lender and our title company, we'll give you X, Y, and Z credit. Well, in this case, it was a $7,500 credit. Now that sounds awesome. I don't know about you. I want a free $7,500. I'll pay for half my closing costs. However, usually what they do, they charge you a much higher interest rate to make up for that $7,500 credit. I'm not gonna fall for that trick, 000. So I've already sent my contract to my go-to lender to kind of compare both, because at the end of the day, it's not worth saving $7,500 if you're gonna pay way more in interest in the long haul. So definitely keep that in mind. But either way, I'm super excited for you guys to follow me through this process. And part 2 of this video, like I said, will be some point in November after the design studio. And if you want to learn more about living in Northern Virginia, check out these videos right here. And I'll see you guys on the next video.